Hi Anna, thank you for coming again in Russia in Global Permanent. The last time you was in Sochi. Today we are in Moscow.
Yes, thank you for having me. Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah. So tell me your story. Tell me about yourself.
Well, I started more or less 20 years ago with an obsession for eyebrows.
Oh,
And
microblading,
no, it was with the old school, like
like tattoo
sun,
machine.
yeah, like those Chinese power sun, super sun, I
Oh,
forgot
yeah,
the name.
yeah.
And back then, I didn't have much artistry. I just, the client came in, they draw what they wanted, they picked the color, and we just tattooed it. After I did go to a microblading class in 2014, that's when I started to understand more the design. Then I went and started studying Renaissance art too. That's
Okay,
the
okay.
presentation
Yeah,
that I
yeah.
had in Sochi. So now I'm, much better at, drawing, not just PMU, but like even just doing the design and drawing, measuring a nice pair of eyebrows.
But now you do the mixed technique.
Yes, I do mixed technique depending on the skin. Sometimes some skins are better with machine,
Sure.
some skins are better with manual. It's a little trial and error. It's like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get when you open somebody up.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but only eyebrows.
No, actually, I also do eyeliner
Okay.
and lips.
Okay.
I am a trainer for Swiss Color
Yeah.
for eyeliner and lips with machine, and I'm also a trainer for the eyebrows with the machine. But for microblading for Swiss Color, I'm also an instructor, which means I can train the trainer. Um, I don't know, maybe I'll become an instructor for machine too soon. Let's see how it goes. I'm really busy nowadays with my online classes because I have students from all over the world, and right now it's only in English, but I'm trying to build Spanish
Brazilian.
version. Spanish first, because it's bigger
What?
markets.
Ah, of course.
More
of
countries speak
course,
Spanish than
of
Portuguese. But I want to do Portuguese too for Brazil and Portugal and East Timor. What other countries they speak Portuguese? That's
East
it, right?
Timor, yeah, I know,
Brazil,
yeah, I know.
Portugal, East Timor, and Angola. Like right now I'm focusing on the Spanish market because more countries speak Spanish,
Okay.
including United States. A lot of Spanish speaker. They only speak Spanish there.
Okay. Tell me about the PMU industry in your region. You're living in Miami
Miami
now?
Beach.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
originally you're Brazilian. Tell me about Brazil and US also. What about PMU?
It's so different because Brazil, I feel it's more about the artistry and the makeup, and it's more of a female market. I think, of course, we have the big, male stars in Brazil, but United States, I think it's more of a male market because of the tattoo industry. They kind of like,
You mean the artists?
yeah, it's more of a, I don't know. I think the tattoo industry in the United States, because of the whole
Yeah.
boom with the
Yeah.
microblading. Well, right now in Google, microblading is searched like 400, like 4 times more than Botox. So for every like 100,000 people searching for Botox, there's 400,000 searching for microblading. So I guess the tattoo industry, those guys that draw like a dragon on your arms, they decided to become PMU artists too, and so it's kind of like big competition right now. Everybody wants a piece of the pie. So
You mean US?
in the United States, yeah. In Brazil, well, in Brazil I think it's the same. Maybe with the microblading boom too, everybody wants to become a microblader and make a lot of money with little investments. Don't have to buy expensive machine and expensive cartridges from Germany, etc. But in the United States, it's definitely becoming a huge competition because I don't see traditional tattoo artists in Brazil going for the PMU industry as much as in the United States. Just had a huge event there in Miami because it's becoming more of a thing there now.
Tell me about some trends in PMU in US, maybe in your region in Miami. which techniques, and as for techniques is microblading. It's already I know.
Yeah.
So what about the areas? What about zones?
There's a big thing right now, especially in the Latin market, in Florida, Spanish and the Brazilian too. It's the BB Glow. It's kind of like a foundation makeup that you micro needle
Yeah,
onto,
yeah, I know.
and it's for me, I'm still a little skeptical about that.
Okay.
There's another trend that's really big right now too, which I'm sorry if I'm offending anyone. For me, it's like Mickey Mouse big time. It's the airless syringe for lip injections. So all the PMU people are also doing those courses. I don't know how they think that's legal, because it's not.
Of course,
they
it's
have
like it's medicine. It's medicine.
yeah,
treatment already.
it's they have like some kind of
Like
like air gun.
Japan.
No, it's like an air gun, like a pressure, like when you get the tire of the bicycle, and supposedly that delivers, hyaluronic acid
yeah.
in your lip to make your lip more plump. That's Mickey Mouse. That doesn't work. You need a doctor and you need a needle in there to get.
Yeah.
I know, because I've been getting lip injections since 2006. So I know that stuff with the air doesn't work, but there's so much training in there now. People are making a lot of money training other people to do that, even though it's completely illegal and it doesn't work.
So
and
it's
I
like
feel
alternative
bad.
of Botox. Yeah.
Alternative for fillers.
For fillers.
Yeah,
for
but
fillers.
it's not really. And I feel really bad because there's so many schools that come and go. Just, people, it's really hard when it comes to ethics. We have a lot to learn still in our business, I think.
Okay, what about dark circle, camouflage, stretch marks?
Yeah, that's also very popular right now. We have a Brazilian artist called Rodolfo Torres, and he's huge. He did he did some video and it went viral because of this marketing company from London. They put on Facebook his video doing the under eye and the stretch marks, and it became huge. I have a very good friend of mine from Brazil, Lorraine Yak, and she's doing a great job too. The results look amazing. I'm kind of skeptical about the long term, because the titanium, whoever works with PMU knows titanium dioxide, skin color, sometimes it doesn't heal really good with time.
So what about areolas, scalp micropigmentation?
Yeah, well, there's, I think that if you have a huge scar on your face, like, I'm very sorry, I can't remember the name of this lady. She's very famous. She's from Beverly Hills. She was from Iran, and she went to United States as an immigrant, and she was a little kid, and she got burned, like her whole face, and she went to all the doctors, and she tattooed her own face with skin color, and her face looks amazing nowadays, even after like 20 years that she tattooed her face. So there are cases and there are cases, like in the case of this lady, yeah, she needed that, but and the
Nobody
person
can
that
predict the result.
exactly, the person that had God forbid mastectomy, and they need that areola, they need, but some people, they go and they're like, oh, I don't want to put on makeup today, so I'm just gonna tattoo here. There are cases and there are cases. Like we say, there's a big trend too right now for big eyebrows, especially in the Latin market. They want those huge brows.
Yeah, it's a big trend all over the
And
world.
I tell my students, I say, look, you don't go to the beach wearing a prom gown. You don't go to the beach wearing your dress that you wear to the Oscars. Why are you gonna go to the beach with full, war paint?
Yeah.
So we always, I was born and raised in Rio, and I live in Miami Beach, so I'm a beach person, and I'm always thinking about the beach. Would you wear that to the beach?
So this case, you should prepare your body first,
Yes.
but your face. I mean the stretch marks, something.
Yes, for sure. Yeah. And also the trends come and go. Like right now, it's a big thing for the young chickies to have the thick eyebrows, but once they grow older, it's not, that big thing in there. Your face changes.
Yeah.
You got to be very
Yeah.
careful with permanent makeup on the face. Because if you did a bad job on the stretch mark, who's going to see your butt, right? Unless you're at the beach all the time. But if you do a bad job on your face, that's going to stay there for a while. Or if you do some kind of trend, reminds me of those people that go to jail, do the little teardrop, and then they grow older, they need a real job, they can't get a job because they got those jail tattoo on their face.
Right. Maybe that is why now the biggest trend here in Russia is removing.
Oh yeah,
Removing.
in Miami too. I do
Also,
removal too.
yeah,
I
yeah.
love it, by the way. The saline removal, I'm like all the results I've been having.
Swiss
I've been,
color have the remover.
they have the removal,
Okay.
and I've been shocked lately with the, you see like some progress right away. It's insane.
Just sometimes even one procedure it's enough.
No, I
No?
wouldn't. Well, depends. If it's very faded, then yes. But if it's very dark, then you need, 5, 4. Yeah.
What do you think about
great.
lasers technique?
I don't have anything against the laser, but the saline is doing a great job too. I think.
But it is medical treatment in the United States.
Yes, it is. So
Like here.
it's not everybody can do it. So the saline is kind of cool because any tattoo artist, unless the the law changes, because every state has a different law, every county has their sub laws. But so far so good. I like it a lot.
Tell me the average price for the eyebrows at your studio.
Okay, it's very
High.
very different.
It depends on the client?
Yes, it depends on the artist, right? The technician. So we have the newbies, new people in the business charging very low so they can get more clients. I would say the lowest I've seen being advertised is like 250 or maybe 175, the lowest. I myself charged 950.
900.
Yes,
Wow.
because I work inside a med spa. I'm an international master.
You work with your personal brand.
Yes, with Swiss color.
Yes.
Imported pigments from Europe. It's a different standard than the girl that works in a nail salon. But I have other masters there, and not in Miami, but in Florida, that charge more than I do.
Really?
And in California, in Beverly Hills, there's, I think, Daria.
2000.
Yeah, Daria Chupris, I don't know how to say her name. She charges like around 2,000, I think.
And it's normal for her. And she has her clients.
Yes, she's busy all the time, and she's got her own brand. I think she has her own pigments or something like. She's not even part of a big brand, because usually artists that are part of a bigger brand like Biotech, Swiss Color, even Fibrows, they usually can charge more because the client already knows the brand. It's like when you're going to buy makeup. Do you buy some name or you buy L'Oreal or you buy Chanel,
It's like emotional.
That's how I get my students too. Thank God they understand the branding. They like the products from Swiss Color, which are amazing. For me, the eyebrow microblading pigment line is second to none.
It is interesting.
Yeah.
It is interesting. Thank you, Anna, for coming here
Thank
in
you.
Russia. Thank you for joining us again at Global.
Thank you. I'm very happy.
Yeah.
I won't come in December. It's too cold.
Huh?
December
No.
is too cold.
Okay, April. April.
Yes.
Next time on April
Yes.
is Tagir.
Yes, for
Okay?
sure.
For sure? Okay. It's my pleasure to meet you here.
Thank you. Same
Thank
here.
you.
Always good to see you guys. Thank you.
Cool.
Hug.
Hug.